Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Battlefield Waltz, continuing Pasha's route, and we were just running from battle, and Igor's chasing us, and okay, we didn't get kidnapped, so good, because, like, I don't know, people being after us because of the curse sword makes total sense, but Igor and Razian capturing us seems like something that should have happened in, like, Abel's route? I don't know, but anyway. Hey, are you all okay? Thank goodness you made it. Instructor, Asaka! Once we arrived at the bridge, we heard the instructor and Asaka's voices. Asaka, take them across the bridge. Run as fast as you can to the main road. What? You heard me. Now run. If Leonidas dies, I'm gonna be a little upset because, like, he may be an ass, but I think he's an ass with a good heart. You know what I mean? What are you... Come on! Oh, I don't know why I thought Posh was because I... Come on, Posh! You too! Don't just stand there! Got it! No need to tell me twice! I'll do it! It was an old wooden bridge, narrow enough for just two to cross side by side. We crossed and waited on the other side for the instructor to come back. But he never did. Oh my god. Hey! The sound of hooves was drawing near. Instructor Leonidas stared into the darkness, unwilling to move. No. I mean, oh, God. Hey, hurry up! Why are you just standing there? Oh my god, this is gonna fuck up Posh. If he gets this man killed. Like, I'm a little stressed right now. Right. The instructor gave a quiet smile. He pulled a hip flask from beneath his coat. This isn't the time to drink, instructor! You have to... Instructor? The instructor suddenly splashed the liquor across the bridge. I didn't understand why he was doing that. Okay, well, I was like, are we going to run across the bridge and chop it down? No, he's going to burn it. But you're on the wrong side of the bridge! Hey, what are you doing? Hurry up and get over here! Yeah, run across the bridge. Light it on fire after you, and then run. Because, like, you will run faster than the fire. Maybe. Igor! The man that emerged from the darkness was unmistakably Igor. Leonidas is gonna fucking sacrifice himself, burn this bridge down, and I don't know if I can... No. Stop. No. No. No one has died. Not even Richard, and he's a dick. Oh. Okay, well, like, the one professor we saw, like, magically died, right? But, like, we saw him for 2 seconds, so it didn't make a difference. Leonidas has been there since the common route. You can't just kill him now! I don't... What the... Anyway, the man that emerged from the darkness was unmistakably Igor. I can't handle this. There you are, little girl! Instructor, hurry! This way! I'm glad you walked right into our trap as expected. Instructor? Look at the way Leonidas is just smugly smiling. I don't like this. Huh? Suddenly, blue and orange flames erupted, sparking an explosion. The flames spread rapidly and started to consume the bridge. I mean, you knew when he took his flask out and poured it on the bridge. You knew what was going to happen, but... Hey! The flames stood between us and him. It blazed hotter, lighting up the night sky. The old wooden bridge began to burn, parts charring and breaking away. Oh my god! And then they give you... No! And then the music is so sad. Stop it. They give you a fucking Leonidas in flames CG. No, stop. Why would you do this? Why would you do this in the middle of the game? Like, You did not set our expectations for people to die. I mean, random people, student A probably did, but like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Even the bad guys haven't died. Oh my god. Whoever thought? Like, I mean, again, Leonidas comes across as a douche, but you kind of knew, and everyone has been saying it from the beginning. Like, I think it's just his way of caring about Posh, and he's being a dick about it, but he's caring in his own way, even though he acts like a douche. Like, you know what I mean? And then, like, now he's gonna do this, and you're like, fuck, though. What the? How dare you? And then the music is so stop it. Good. It's burning better than I expected. The instructor then took a swig from his hip flask. Oh my god. Unless, like, all of a sudden we find out he doesn't die at the end and we just thought he was dead the whole time. I'll accept that. I'll be like, fuck you, that was rude. But I'll accept it. Instructor Leonidas? Sad to think that was my last drink. Hey! How foolish of you. Foolish, huh? Still their commanding officer, you know. The flames roared on. The darkness turned a fiery orange, and the crackling grew louder than the river. The thing is he could have stood on the bridge, and when Igor got there, lit it on fire, and then fucking bolted, and probably made it across the bridge before the fire caught up if he ran fast enough. You know? But, like, he didn't have to they didn't have to be this way. There were options. The bridge was weakened, its wooden frame exposed. It was unlikely to support even one person, let alone a horse. Asaka, they're in your hands now. No, you can't be serious. You aren't going to stay here and let us escape, are you? You. Don't let the cursed sword consume you. Instructor. You show promise. With another year of training, you might catch up to Asaka and Luston. All right. Tell Ariana to keep doing well. No. No, instructor! This is so heartbreaking. I hate this. Watch out! Ah! I'm glad they gave him a pretty CG, though. Flames surged like a beast and blocked my path. The air scorched my skin and burned as I breathed, preventing me from advancing. And you have to think this is, like, all a result of Pasha's actions. If he had done what Abel told him to do instead of doing the pincher attack thing and thinking, and like, whatever, this would not happen. So this is going to eat him alive. Hey, look at, is he crying? Oh, stop it. What are you doing? Stop messing around and come here. Posh, you need to get over it. Look, and then his angry face, but his little smirk. Don't worry, you're strong in your own way. Stop it, and now you're just being a... Stop! You idiot! What are you saying? Have confidence. That's all you're missing. Shut up! Stop talking nonsense! Just hurry and get your ass over here! You're a commander! Lead us out of here! Asaka, take those fools with you! Hey! Instructor... No! Posh? Just get out of there! Hurry! They just keep dragging this on. It's like... They're doing this to hurt us, and it's working. You really are a noisy brat, aren't you? Shut up! I always disliked noisy people, Posh. That's why none of you should come over here yet. Instructor! Don't get me wrong. I'm not saving you. What? Her sword's worth more than my life. That's all. I Igor's just probably standing there with the rest of his like, and they're like, are we good? Shh, let the man monologue. Let him monologue. Kill him after he monologues. Just give him a minute. Oh. I can't let them have it, no matter what. Instructor, I'll fight too. No. I forbid it. The sword's still unstable. But... You... See, Igor waited. You know, I mean, you gotta give it to Igor for being nice enough to let him monologue at least. Go! This is an order from your commander! What a way to start this fucking part. No! This is too much! Yeah, because it's like, you could think that maybe he survived somehow, but like, how? He is not going to survive against all of them. Not unless he somehow falls into the river and is like, I got banged up and I was unconscious for a while, and then I floated down a river and like, whatever, plot convenience. Sure, but like, he ain't fighting his way out of this. He's going to fight valiantly and die. And this is... Oh, I hate it. Unless he's doing this noble thing and he's like, actually, I was on their side the whole time. Like, they could take him prisoner. Maybe they take him prisoner. You know what I mean? Please do that. Please. I'd rather it be like a Gustav situation where they're like, we have Leonidas. If you want him, you're going to show up. And we'll be like, all right, let's go save him. And then we do something stupid and go save him and shenanigans ensue, but then we all get out, even though it was dumb. And he's like, you're an idiot. But like, thanks anyway, I guess. And then he doesn't die. I'll be okay with that. That could work. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I know, like, last part, I was like, why are we, like, redoing all, like, oh, okay, I wasn't complaining about it, but I did point out, I mean, you're doing the same plots over and over, but, like, whatever. Still here for this game, but this is the time you redo the plot. You redo the same plot, convenient, do that. Do it again. Just kidnap him and chain and then you send us a threatening letter that you're going to kill him if we don't show up and give you the sword, like, whatever, and then we're going to, Posh and I are going to go try to say, yes, let's do that. We've already been kidnapped multiple times, so, like, whatever. We could do the someone's holding someone else we care about as a hostage in order to blackmail us into showing up. Yeah, do that again. Let's do that again. Right? High five, guys? That's what we're going to do? Yes. As opposed to Leonidas dying. I mean, he's not, like, the nicest, best character in the world, but, like, again, we knew. He is crunchy on the outside, but he's probably marshmallowy on the inside if you get to know him, I'm sure. And he is, look, he's going to die for it. I mean, it's more like, I mean, this is kind of my job, but also, like, you didn't have to do this. You could have lit the bridge on fire while you were standing on the other side. Just saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, seriously, the fire would have they would have gotten partway across and then all plummeted into the river and died. So, like, that would have been better than this. All I'm saying. Listen, it's my final order to you. Survive and return to Nirvana. Damn it, you! Understood. Sokka? We will definitely return. Instructor, I wish you the best of luck. Let's go, everyone. Misaka, you bastard! We can't abandon him! Shut up! Orders must be followed. No! I can't scream like Posh. I don't want this! It can't be real! No! Asaka grabbed Posh at me by the arm. I don't want to leave that place. Blazing flames illuminated the area and the night resembled day. If we don't see him die, then it doesn't count and we can still think that he's alive somewhere. The roar of the flames drowned out all other sounds. Beyond the flickering flames, Instructor Leonidas wielded his sword happily. In bad endings, characters die, and that's totally fine. This is not a bad ending. We're in the main route. So he therefore cannot die. I'm doing my laundry. I'm washing towels, just in case you could hear my washing machine, because it is loud as fuck right now. So, like, fuck Jesus. Anyway. Damn it all, unless they bring his body back. But other than that, no body, not dead. I hate this. That idiot! I used to believe that we would all return to Nirvana together. No one left behind. Until that moment, my heart felt empty, yet I detested how strikingly beautiful the morning sun was. Dawn broke, slowly repainting the sky. We've just retrieved what we believe to be Leonidas's body. Okay, see, now you... What you believe? Oh, I was really hoping they were going to kidnap him and blackmail us. The damage is extensive, but we could tell from the remnants of his clothes. Oh. I was still hoping. He's dead. Don't lie! Posh. He's too bossy. He can't die. People like that always survive until the end. He must have run away. There's no way he would just die for us. We ran and ran and ran with tears, and we joined with the Digroth army. Whether they saw the army's size and retreated, or it was part of their plan, the Romulus soldiers disappeared. He probably hates us. So there's no way that he'd ever cover for us like that. He's probably hiding somewhere with a drink in his hand, laughing at us. He's probably back in Nirvana. Then go and see him. And say to his face that he's fake. Shut up, you old hag! Posh. He's not dead. It's impossible. Because Posh feels responsible. Oh, no! Stop it! Why? Look at his poor little face. This is a really good CG. It hurts so much, but it's so pretty. Stop it. Listen. Listen, you're going to get me overly emotional for a side character who was a bit of a grumpy ass. But again, we know he was squishy and cared. And you know what I mean? So it's like... You're like, no, God, but... Stop it! You're making me hurt and I don't like it, and then this is going to just... Stop it! I'm not going to cry. Like... Trust me, I'd tell you if I were bawling, but like it is one of those like, it hurts and now I'm sad and I kind of wish I could. You ever like feel like you're sad, you're like, I just want to cry right now because I feel like it'd be cathartic and I just want to get it, and I can't though. Damn it. It's a lie! I used to believe that we would all return to Nirvana. Together. No one left behind. But that was no longer possible when I saw one of us fall. It's a lie! It's a lie! It's a lie! There's no way he's dead! He can't be! Look at how emotional Posh is getting about it, though. I love that so much. He's not like, whatever, I'm gonna hold it in. He is just bawling, and that is so adorably sweet. Damn it! I won't believe it. I won't. An annoying bastard. He hated us so much. Posh. I realized I was crying too. I couldn't tell if these tears were mine or Posh's. I couldn't accept that we had lost Instructor Leonidas, that we would never see him again. What was he doing? Damn it! I mean, seriously. I still can't get over that either. It's not like somebody died in every round and you're like, someone's gonna die, okay. No, you waited till the third round of the game to be like, by the way, let's kill him. Fuck you, rude! I hate that! He didn't have to save us. Did he think that made him look good or something? It's not like him. He shouldn't have done something like that. It's just annoying. Shit. I'm not gonna believe it. I know he's not the type to die here. Damn it. This makes no sense. And you can't be like, well, I mean, just because there was a body with his clothing on doesn't mean it was him. They could have put a fake body there, but then that would just defeat the purpose of kidnapping to use to blackmail us because they'd be like, we have your guy. And you'd be like, bullshit, we had his body. And they'd be like, we faked it. And you'd be like, bullshit, I don't believe you. You know what I mean? To be fair, in the game, they'd be like, I mean, I have to go just in case they're telling the truth. But in reality, you'd be like, no, we found his body and it was wearing his clothing. Why would you have set up a fake corpse with his clothing if you were going to kidnap him and then try to blackmail me? Because you wouldn't want to make it look like he was dead. You'd want to be like, there was no body to recover so that then when you tried to blackmail me, I'd believe that he was alive. You know what I mean? Like, it just seems really stupid to make me you know what I mean? Like, you could also be like, ha ha ha, we killed him. Let's drag his body away and then we could blackmail her, say that we have him alive, and then she'll come, but he'll have been dead the whole time. That, sure, but dressing up somebody else in his clothing to make it look like it was him so that then you could blackmail us and pretend he was alive later when he's been alive the whole time. That just seems to defeat the whole entire purpose. So, like, so now I feel like that plan's out the window, you know? Damn it. This makes no sense. Get back here! Now! The sunrise was irritatingly majestic. A soft haze draped over the mountains, reflecting pale purple and orange hues. It was a quietly breathtaking sky. Despite our injuries and fatigue, the sun kept rising to signal daybreak. The refreshing light made me doubt if last night's events were just a nightmare. The morning that was tranquil and stunning. The morning was that tranquil. I was like, that doesn't make sense because I can't read. But I do like her. She's like, the sun is bright and beautiful and the sky is so majestic, irritatingly so. And it's like, no, because like, it's exactly how it would feel. You're like, why is it so like, it's such a beautiful day, but like, fuck it. Why is it so beautiful? Because you don't feel like, you know what I mean? You're like, it's so beautiful, but I'm mad about it. You know? I get it. All I had done was believe. I'd assumed we'd all return together. I never doubted our victory. But nothing in the world was that convenient. Damn straight. No. It's my fault. If only I hadn't done that. I mean, yes and no. Yes, kind of, but also no. I mean, your recklessness. I mean, I wouldn't say recklessness. Your choice did lead and kick off this chain of events, but it's not exactly your fault. I mean, if you had fallen in line and done what Abel said, would this have happened? Probably not. But Leonidas made a choice to stay on the wrong side of the bridge and light it on fire. Again, he could have run with us. He could have been in the middle of the bridge, doused like liquor on it, run a little bit further, and then waited for Igor and then lit that fucker on fire and then been like, peace out! And then bolted. Because if Igor and his men were coming across, you know what I mean? Like, it would have been weakening. The horse would have collapsed. They would have had to gone through fire and flames, which would have hurt them. You know, they would have been seriously injured trying to get through flames. The bridge would have been weakened. Leonidas could have made it across before the bridge burned. You know what I mean? And instead of waiting for the cavalry to show up, get across. Dump the thing, light it on fire, run across, and then wait, because then by the time the cavalry comes up, the bridge would have been burning. And it would have, you know what I mean? It's a timing thing. Because he stood there and waited. Get across. No, just wait. And then we waited for them to show up. Then, he was like, I can hear him. Doused it, held him off a little so that the bridge would collapse and not be able to support the weight of a horse. But again, if the second we showed up, get the fuck across, he douses it, pouring his liquor on it, lights it on fire, finishes running across, then 2 minutes later, the horses come up, it would have been burned at the same amount. Like, it would have been burned the same amount and in the same amount of damage as what happened of him standing there, waiting, lighting it on fire, holding them off. Light it on fire, run. Then 2 minutes later, you know what I'm saying? Like, the whole thing from when he held them off when he lit it on fire to holding them off was 5 minutes. Light it on fire, run across, but you know what I mean? You waited 3 minutes till you heard them coming, then you lit it on fire, or then you held them off for 2 minutes, well, then it was too strong. Like, wouldn't have been strong enough to hold them. Well, if you lit it on fire at the first mark, 5 minutes later when they showed up, and we're going to it would have been in the same state of burn. You know what I'm saying? So, like, he could have done it better. But then we wouldn't have this touching, sad moment, and we wouldn't have Posh racked with guilt and having to get over it or anything like that. So, you know, they had to make it more dramatic. But they put in drama for the sake of drama, not for logic. So I'm mad about it. So it's not entirely your fault, Posh. Yes, your actions kind of did lead us down this path, but he believed his actions were right at the time. So it's not like he was just being flippant or being like stupid or anything. He had a good idea. You know, hey, if we sneak around behind, you know, whatever. He made a choice, and unfortunately, choices have consequences, but if only I hadn't done that. It's my oh, Posh, it's my fault. If only I could fight. Those were my honest feelings. Wilhelm was awake back then. I had the chance to fight, but it turned out this way because I ran. Also, Posh and his group went one way, and then they kept calling me back, and if we hadn't like stopped and gone and done whatever, they wouldn't have noticed me. You know what I mean? If we had just, you know, Asaka called to us, we had just been like, bam, and ran and not hesitated. Like, so she kind of is at fault too, because Posh and his group were gone. They were gone and around. He came back to save us. So us hesitating when Asaka called out to us, everybody has a little bit to blame. You know what I mean? I mean, Asaka calling out to us, not really his fault, because he's like, whoa, what the fuck are you doing? And we were like, what? No, but like, okay, I'll go get them. And Leonidas says, come back. And you're like, do I? I don't know. What do I do? And then Igor saw you. So like, if you had just, when Asaka called to you, just been like, nope, and then pieced out and ran and not listened to anyone else, you would have caught up with them, and like maybe this still would have happened, whatever, but Igor noticing you would not have happened. You know what I mean? So like, her hemming and hawing also didn't help the issue, to be fair. So it's my fault. And also that, like, she was following orders, but if she had been like, fuck that, and listened to Wilhelm, you know what I mean? Yes, the sword's unstable, and he probably would have slaughtered everyone, but probably would have slaughtered everyone, so is that really a bad thing here? Because I couldn't fight. My eyes, cheeks, and throat burned. My legs were so heavy I couldn't move. All that remained in my heart was despair. I mean, she did the right thing listening when Leonidas was like, fucking no, run. But, you know, you're not thinking, you're like, I did what he told me to do, and this is where it ended up. Now, say your final goodbyes. You know why Alias never dies? Because he's fucking evil. Yeah, I mean, okay. Instructor Leonidas' funeral was held 2 days after our return. His body was cremated and the ashes were placed into a casket sitting at the front. We each put a white lily on the stone table. Of course, no one spoke. Everyone looked somber as they placed their flower. I waited for my turn, recalling what Nikke had said before. Did you picture us not making it? Since we can't see death itself, we never know when it's already upon us. Yeah, I couldn't see it. No one knew that we would lose Instructor Leonidas until that very last second. I'm such an idiot. Not even us, because I was like, he's going to find a way to make it out. He's been kidnapped or something. And then they were like, we found his body. And it's like, you're like, Leonidas is dead. And you're like, no, he's still alive. They don't have a body. We found his body. Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. I'd lost my father in the war. My village was destroyed, leaving nothing. The emotional wounds had scabbed over. The pain had lessened and the memory had slowly faded, but now it was all brought back to me. I was reminded that the battlefield wasn't just a place of victory, it was also a place where we could lose someone dear. As I wrapped my head around that fact, I felt like I lost vital emotional support. I was unable to find my footing.
You're an idiot. Look what you done, old man. I'm not gonna thank you.
Posh.
You didn't have to do it, you know.
I mean, he didn't.
It's just annoying. You just caused trouble.
Posh! I tried to follow him, but realized I still held the lily in my hand. I also didn't know what to say, even if I did catch up to him. I walked up to the coffin to offer the lily. Instructor, thank you for everything. I wasn't sure if those were the right words, but the instructor had protected us, putting our lives above his own. We could all talk about ideals and wanting to act for others, but actually doing so was another story.
Truth. Have you all said your goodbyes?
We nodded in response to Instructor Alias.
Then you're all dismissed. Return to your classrooms immediately.
Man, not even a day off for this poor man? He died and we still gotta go do math? The fuck? See? Alias is evil. It's like, go back to class. What the fuck? Rude! I'm grieving here. Classes resumed in the afternoon as usual, but understandably, everyone was quiet. Not even a day for the poor man. The usual lively chatter and rumors were missing. Though they were never comforting, I kind of missed them. After class, there were about 2 hours until dinner, so Yuriana and I decided to chat over tea as usual. God damn washing machine. But ever since we returned, we only spoke when necessary. It wasn't because we argued. We just didn't feel like talking. Yuriana? I looked up from my book and noticed Yuriana staring at her spear on the wall. Is something wrong? Huh? Oh, sorry. It still doesn't feel real. Hold. I had to sneeze. Yeah, I know. Yuriana smiled bitterly as she ran her hand over her spear. I didn't particularly respect or like him. Honestly, I never did. I only knew him to be strict, and I assumed that was just how instructors were. That's all. I feel weird when she's saying, like, I didn't really respect him. I can understand I didn't particularly like him because he seemed kind of mean. Sure, valid. But, like, I mean, I guess it really just depends. Because, like, if you don't know how someone's behaving or the reasons why, he could come across very much like, wow, he's a fucking douche. But we know from the way he's written that, like, him being harsh to Posh and kind of being whatever, like, yeah, he's just gruff and standoffish. But the way he is with Posh, you're like, and they spelled it out very much for us in the beginning, like, I think it's just he cares about you. He's worried about you. It's his way of worrying in his douchey way. But you know what I mean? So, like, I'm pretty sure Yuriana was the one who said that, so it's kind of weird for her to be like, I didn't really respect him, instead of being like, yeah, he wasn't very likable, but, like, like, anyway. But, looking back, he never said anything wrong. I guess he was the kindest of them all. Notice that she said that. And everybody be like, no, Alias is the kindest. Only on the surface. He's the evilest. I swear to God, if he doesn't turn out to be like the big bad evil and he's not totally fucking two-faced, I don't even know. I don't even know what I'm gonna be like, what the fuck, really? Because, like, it's perfect. Because he's so nice. Oh, he's so wonderful. And then that's just shady as shit. He was the one who told us the battlefield wasn't a place anyone should want to go. And he was right about that. Ariana, we were all so ignorant, weren't we? We assumed we'd always win, that no one would ever die. Tears started to well up when Yuriana echoed my thoughts. My spin cycle? Can you hear that? The spin cycle. It's like, Jesus Christ. Holy shit. I mean, sometimes when it does its spin cycle, it thunks because it gets thrown off balance, like if you have a blanket in there. This is just towels, but it sounds like a jet engine. I mean, I usually have the door closed, but I was like, it should be fine. It's been a while since I've been upstairs recording while my laundry's going. I'm usually downstairs, so I don't usually notice. Is it always this fucking loud? Should I worry? I mean, it's vibrating, but it's on a spin cycle, so of course it's like vibrating. But like, has it always been this loud? Or like, is it going to explode? like, what the hell? Oh my god. Tears started to well up when Yuriana echoed my thoughts. I knew it wasn't just us. Everyone must have thought the same. We didn't understand a thing. So this is what it means to take up arms. Yuriana glanced at her spear again. Now I'm not even sure if I could fight like I used to when another conflict breaks out. See, 'cause this is kind of the way everyone should feel, though. You know, the reality of war is that people are going to die and it's a horrible thing, and go, you know what, maybe we shouldn't stab or shoot each other. Maybe we should, like, actually try to sit down and talk things out and figure shit instead of being like, fuck that, kill some motherfuckers. Maybe we shouldn't all be cunts like that. I don't know, you know? But, like, but if you think about it, like, him dying is actually a terrible thing, but a good thing. Because before they were like, yeah, we're going off, don't worry, we'll kick ass, we're strong, we're tough, and now they're like, oh, people die. It's like we knew that, but we didn't know that. You know what I mean? And it's like, no, but that's sometimes like, you're like, you think you're prepared for it. You're like, yeah, well, battle, like we're hurting people, but like it's them, it's not us until it's one of you. And then you're like, oh, fuck, yeah, no, that sucks. You know what I mean? And it's like, even though it's logical, sometimes you take that and you're like, I'm just going to shove that over here in the ignore it corner. And be like, it's totally different. And then all of a sudden it's you and you're like, oh, yeah, I'm a dumbass. You know what I mean? So like, it's when people die like this and you're like, yeah, well, whatever. One guy, we still want, and then you don't feel anything about it and it doesn't register that, no, oh my God, this is a bad thing. You know? That's when you might need to get your brain checked. But, like, they're all having this realization, like, yeah, we knew, but until you actually face the reality, you don't really know. You know what I mean? Oh, my God. Anyway. Just kidding. Fighting is your duty, so I shouldn't be saying things like that. I couldn't respond, nor could I nod. Oh, it's almost time for dinner. Let's go. Yeah. It is weird that she's like, never mind, just kidding. And it's like, I mean, it's probably more like, I don't know if I could fight like, oh, don't worry about me, just kidding. I'm just kidding. I mean, you kind of have to, because if you're put in a war situation and you don't fight the way you're used to fighting, you could be the next casualty, and that's not what you want, so. After dinner, I went to the courtyard alone. My heart was heavy, as if stuffed with stones, suffocating me. No one mentioned the instructor anymore. The classes he taught were canceled until a new instructor could be appointed. It was posted on the bulletin board that some would be taught by Instructor Alias. Life in Nirvana didn't change, even after what happened, but I couldn't move past it. Oh. I hadn't expected to find Posh there. As a matter of fact, I came out to the courtyard because I wanted to be alone. But strangely, Posh's face brought me a sense of solace. Did you eat already? Yeah. What about you, Posh? I did. Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know what else to say, but I felt too sad to just walk away. We're just staring at each other blankly. I've never had trouble finding something to talk about with Posh before. He would always talk to me with a cheerful demeanor, but he was different now. Those glittering, soft green eyes were nowhere to be found. This is the way she romanticizes his eyes, glittering, soft green eyes. Girl! I love it though. He awkwardly turned his eyes away and refused to look directly at me. His innocent, wide smile, once shining and bright, was gone. Posh cried the entire time on the battlefield that morning. He kept on blaming himself for it, and I also blamed myself.
Sorry.
Oh, he's sorry and ran away. I feel like we should chase after him, but yeah. Posh, wait! I reflexively ran after him. Posh! He should have been able to hear me, but Posh didn't stop. He didn't even look back. I stopped, standing still. I couldn't see Posh anymore. Now what? What do I do? I crouched down on the grass. I wondered, would the pain and suffering heal in time? Even if it wasn't right away, could it eventually form a scab like it did with my dad in Auxerre Village? Whatever it's called.
Hey.
Oh, Wilhelm's pissed. I don't need you lecturing me! I gasped and looked up.
I have something to tell you.
Wilhelm, when did you wake up?
I haven't slept well lately. Maybe I have insomnia. Everything just irritates me.
Hold on. Getting a spam call. Irritates?
Yeah, well, thanks to you.
It's my fault?
Why didn't you fight the other day? I told you to kill them all, didn't I? I know you heard me.
You did say that, and I did hear you.
Then why did you run? Don't tell me you were scared. You were on a battlefield, you know?
I wasn't scared.
And you still ran?
Wilhelm.
You wasted my generous offer to help you.
Yeah, I know.
I was kind of absorbed by you on accident, so I'm sure you didn't like it either. But why must I stay with a wimp like you? You don't need me, right?
Wait, that's not true.
And if so, I gotta do something about it.
Huh? What do you mean? It's interesting because, like, so in Abel's route, it was, I'm going to fade away, and he was fine. And then in Lustin's route, he's like, yeah, I'm going to leave because I don't like you. You know what I mean? But it was like, yeah, I'll help you, and then I'll go off somewhere. And it's like, did he really? Or was that just a cover? You know what I mean? And now it's like, fuck you, I hate you. Like, damn, he's getting more aggressive as the routes go.
It means I'm leaving you.
Wilhelm?
Well, that's it. See ya.
I couldn't hear Wilhelm's voice anymore. Wilhelm! He would always talk to me so suddenly. I had no idea how he heard my voice. That's not what I meant. I don't think he could just willingly leave us. Excuse me.
Ah, you're here. Thanks for coming.
I remembered this place. This was my first time here since that day, but only Instructor Alias was here today.
I know you're not fond of this place, but rules are rules.
It's fine. Instructor Alias showed kindness and concern for me, just like the last time I came here. Full of shit! Just like being sus of him. I was completely unaware before, but now I wasn't sure that he was I was completely unaware before, but now I was but now I was now sure. Okay, that's why. It's not my brain. It was literally, it's like, but now I was sure he was supportive of me. Now, that could no longer be the case, depending on my answers. I want to ask you about the last mission. Yeah, I've interviewed the students from the 5th and 3rd companies. You're the last. Yeah. And not much time has passed since then. It may be difficult to ask you to talk about it without getting emotional, but I hope you can answer my questions calmly. Yes. Most students told me that they witnessed the azure light of the cursed sword. I heard it was early in the battle, but was the cursed sword asleep the entire time? My legs started to shake. Instructor Alias was looking at me kindly, but I didn't want to be here any longer. No. Wilhelm was awake. I don't know if he woke up to my call, but we did exchange words. Did you ever fight with it? I was afraid to speak. I knew how much of a coward I was, so I hated that I still wanted self-preservation. Don't be so scared. I just want to know what happened. I tightly clenched my fists. My hands were still shaking. The thing is like, he came to life, he said he would help me, and he told me to fight, but then Leonidas told me to run, so I ran instead. There was no fighting. I was too focused on running away, so... I see. Is that because you thought it was too risky to engage the Romulan army? Or was that an order from Posh? Hearing his name stirred my heart. Does that mean, depending on my answer, Posh could be blamed? Well, did Posh tell us to run away? Was he? I thought Leonidas told us to run and then Posh... Well, no, Posh grabbed us and told us to run, maybe. Okay, well, whatever. At this moment, I finally realized how frightening the military structure could be. The mistakes in my actions can be made Posh's responsibility. Instructor, it's not Posh's fault. I didn't fight back then because it reminded me of my village and got scared. I was the one who gave up the fight. It isn't Posh's responsibility. It's true that Posh said fleeing was the top priority, but I could have defeated Igor if I had a stronger heart. Then maybe Instructor Leonidas wouldn't have had to die. I should have faced Igor. I can't tell if you're brave or a coward. I'm sorry, what? Or maybe ignorance is a form of strength. Igor of Romula is well known as the right-hand man of King Razian. He's not someone you could so easily defeat, and yet you say it as if it were a simple feat. No, I understand your concern for Posh. We're not going to punish him. To be honest, I doubt I could have made the right decision if I were the commander. Instructor, before the battle I told you Posh was allowed to make decisions on his own, so he won't be punished for that. But was his decision correct? I can confirm that Posh's plan wasn't bad. Had it worked, he would have been a hero. But Romua's trap was far more cunning. Also, the thing is, again, we would have all gone around, but Asaka calling to me made me hesitate. So then I was going to run to catch up, and then Leonidas calling to me made me go back, and then I was like, I can catch them and go back. And then I was stuck, and then Igor noticed me. So, like, one, if people had just let us fucking run off, they probably wouldn't have noticed me. Maybe not. Maybe not. Or if she hadn't been like, oh, but I don't, and standing in the middle of the field, if she had gone one way or the other, pick it. Instead of running back and forth in the middle of the fucking field, looking like an obvious target. You know what I mean? So no, Pasha's thing and his whole thing, and then we got caught by Igor, and then he came to save us. So, like, if he had continued with his plan, and we had run back, or, like, whatever, like, so, I mean, everybody is there's a little bit of fault in everything that everybody did in this case that led to this, you know what I mean? So it's not one person's fault. But that's usually what happens. It's not one person's fault. It's a chain of events and things, like Posh made the decision to try to do this pincher attack, right? So we're like, okay, cool. But then Asaka noticed us. We hesitated when he called out to us, which caused Leonidas to notice us hesitating again, and then being like, do I go back? Wait, no, maybe I can catch up. Igor then noticed me and then caused Posh to abandon his plan, come after us, and then so it's like everybody, like all those little bits made this, like, caused this. You know what I mean? If Asaka had noticed us, not that like him noticing us is his fault, you know what I mean? But if he had noticed us, might not have happened. Leonidas hadn't noticed, might not have happened. We had never hesitated, might not have happened. Like, all those pieces are what led to it. So, you know, all four of us were involved in this cataclysmic event that led to Leonidas dying, which is unfortunate, but anyway. Instructor Alias frowned deeply, sighing slightly. Romeo had already conquered Sinza and Luon. They made it seem like those two nations were at war to lure us there. Romeo's aim was to deplete our forces as much as possible. If capturing you was their top priority, they could have kidnapped you in town. It wasn't probably because they wanted to observe the cursed sword for now. And many know that it's unstable, unfortunately. I guess so. With that in mind, they might have waited for you to be separated from the company, hoping to capture you by luck, and I wouldn't have been separated if Asaka hadn't called out to me and I hesitated, and then Leonidas hadn't called out to me and I hesitated again. I'm just saying, I would never have been separated. The instructor's words made me want to fall to the floor. When I got separated from Abel's company, I thought that they might be trying to pull us apart, but I dismissed it. I should have known better. But thanks to you keeping them busy, Abel's company broke through from the front. You can say we had minimal losses, considering the value of our forces. He used the word minimal. The meaning of the word was so heavy it made me speechless. I mean, I feel like that's also a shady way of phrasing it. I mean, to be fair, that's something that somebody would say in the situation. Minimal loss, because it's like, we had no losses, we had minimal. We could have had way more casualties. We lost one guy. Maybe some other students that we don't give a fuck about. Like, apparently. You know what I mean? So it's true that they had minimal losses, but it's also, it's Alias saying it, so I'm like, it's just shady when you say it. If he's not sus, if he turns out to just be the most wholesome character that ever wholesomed throughout this whole game when we get to the end and he's not going to be a bad guy at all, like, I'm just not going to know what to do with myself, okay? I'm going to have to question my entire life. Like, it wasn't that we had no losses. There were sacrifices, for sure. You said you didn't fight because you got scared, correct? Yes. That's the biggest problem here. Fear will follow you wherever you go. There's no battle in this world without it. Queen Kiora and I both would like for you to keep training here. But those who won't fight don't deserve to be here. Instructor, I know you've been taking your training very seriously, and I don't think you're lacking in effort or passion. However, if you can't overcome fear on the battlefield, the situation may change. That's all I needed to say to you. Is there anything you want me to know? I wondered if the instructor would understand if I described my confusion in detail. No, that's just an excuse. I swallowed the words I was about to say. No, there isn't. I see. Then you may go. Yes, thank you for your time. Alright, we're a little under time, but I do have to go back. I got a late start on this one. And I do have to go back to work because it's lunchtime. So it's a little under time, but that's all right. Sometimes we go over. So I'm going to wrap this one up here. I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.